Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. I'm your humble host, Mr. David No, also known as Hawkeye Two Feathers, and I greet you with the love and the honor of the infinite creator. And I continue to pray that each and every day, that each and every one of you will continue to learn how to accept and receive the knowledge, the healing, the wisdom, and the many blessings from the universe. My hair got out of whack, been under the truck, working on it. Now, anyway, this is Medicine Wheel Part 1A, I guess, meaning addendum, I guess. And I realized that the other day when I was talking about the medicine wheel, that I may have been um, a little overemphasizing, in a way, the necessity for choosing the rocks or your stones for the medicine wheel. And so this is about that. Hi, Green Houdini. Hey, Miss Pearl. Was thinking about you today. Hope you're doing well. Um, so here is the thing about choosing the stones. All right. Now, if you're just willy nilly out picking up rocks, here's the thing: whatever the rock or the stone or the pebble or whatever it may be that catches your eye to where you go, oh, look, and out of all the other gazillion choices of rocks or whatever, pebbles on the beach or seashells, whatever you see in it, something attracts you to that thing, right? So it's like, ooh, whether it's pretty or maybe there's an energy to it or whatever. Here's the thing: sometimes our first choice is our best choice, okay? Because the instinctively, our personage or spirit or whatever will go, oh, look, that looks like the perfect rock or stone or whatever for, one of my stones in the medicine wheel. Now, you might not know what it is, right? So, but at the same time, for those folks who are and when I use this little really into this, okay, um, that everything should be chosen, asked, blessed, or whatever, long before you just kind of sort of just pick it up. Well, you can pick it up, look at it, go, I think I want this one. All right. I'm going to take this home with me. And so when you go out to look for rocks for your medicine wheel, then that would be the thought in your head. Now, it's not that you go, oh, I got to find the perfect rock, and oh, I wonder what it's going to look like, and oh, you can't go there. Okay. You have to just open yourself up and just go, okay, I'm out on a walk today. I'm down by the creek or something or whatever, and or wherever you may be where there are rocks. Now, in Florida, that's going to be difficult. Okay. So, you might find a place where they have used rocks or something on the side of the road beds, that kind of thing. Okay. Because Florida doesn't have rocks, not like, other places. South Georgia doesn't really have a lot of rocks. We've got some flint and this and that, but not rocks. Okay. So further north in other places, you can find rocks. Okay. So you have to adapt with whatever it is in whatever area you're in. Okay. But if you're out and your intention is simply, I'm going for a walk. I'm going to see if I can find anything for my medicine wheel, and just kind of leave it at that. Okay. Your person already knows, your spirit already knows. So it's going to be looking, whether you're paying attention or not, it's going to be looking for those perfect rocks. Whether you're praying over them or meditating or whatever, okay, your instinct will pick up something that relates to you, okay? Now, the rock I choose might not be the same one that you would pick up out of a stream bed, okay? So it's whatever you are attracted to, and also that means whatever the rock seems to be attracted to you. So if you're attracted to a rock and you look at it and you go, "Ooh, this is cool," and you hold it or whatever, and you go, "Well," you might go, "Well, that's calm down, Duggar, calm down." He's been going nuts lately. Go on now. It's just one of them cats. Okay, so in that, you're if you're in tune with your spirit self and you're in a good mood or whatever, hey, that way, which moon, Mimi, Chloe, hi everybody. I'm gonna try not to talk during this. It's an addendum, so but I do intend on doing another live stream in a little bit on spirit medicine for y'all. So love you too, all of y'all. So, but anyway, so let me finish this up and try to keep it as short as possible because I didn't want to get into too much description. But so whether it's a sharp stone or a polished stone, or maybe it's a stone you picked up at a gem sale or something, somebody gave you this rock, it's what you perceive it to be. It's your energy and the rock or the stone's energy. Okay. So now, when choosing rocks or stones for your medicine wheel, there were, when I first got into this, like 20 years ago, kind of thing, I was like, oh, I got to have great big stones for each of the points of the, at least the four corners, right? Or the four cardinal points. And I've got some really big rocks. A is B if you're still in here. And so, but I realized later on, it wasn't necessarily the size of the rock, okay? But it very much was whether or not that rock had the energy that you felt was for that spot, okay? Now, again, I'm going to stress this. If you already picked up rocks over the years and you're not quite sure why, maybe this is the reason. Now, you might have pebbles that are, just yay big around. You might have rocks that are this big around. It doesn't really matter. Now, in the book that it shows, there are larger stones for the four cardinal points. There is a kind of sort of not huge, but larger stone for the middle, then surrounding that circle, and then the spokes of the wheel and so forth are smaller. But if you don't have access to 36 stones, rocks, or whatever, then you got to make do with what you got or what you can find. And so I would suggest don't let it freak you out. All right. And allow your spirit to connect. All right. To the universe and go, I'm just going to go for a walk and just not really. But, if I find something, hopefully it will be something. Hey, Mel, how are you? That something, it will be a rock that if I see it, choose it, or otherwise have some kind of something to it, that in itself is spiritual. Okay. So I want you to understand sometimes the simple act of just going, oh, look, there's a rock, rather than, oh, I need to find the rock and spirit guide me to the rock that I need. And yeah, maybe. Okay. Now I have been that crazy at times. Hey, attorney, and how are you? So, um, but the thing is I found out though that sometimes you can over concentrate and walk right by the best rock you ever needed, right? So allow your spirit to connect. And is there any kind of meditation or any kind of no, if you're honestly just if you don't have any rocks and you're going to be looking for them for your medicine wheel, then just take a deep breath and you're going to go out and walk and everything, but your higher self is going to know that you're going to be on the lookout for stones, rocks, or whatever for your medicine wheel, and just leave it at that. But don't be thinking about playing a computer game while you're out looking for the stones, okay? Be with nature. Stay in touch with your spirit guide and with your spirit self and combine it with nature. And nature might, You might be walking along over here and something will just draw you off to the right or left or turn around and go back, for example. And you don't know why. And you turn around and say, well, look over here. And you look down and go, oh man, there's this rock sitting beside an oak tree. Okay. And it's kind of nestled in between the roots. And it's a rock about yay big. Now, I have seen a rock similar somewhere. It's in my brain picture. But in that, though, so you allow spirit. And if you feel this, be open to this. Wait, what? Turn around. What? There's something back there you want me to see? Okay. And have the faith and believe that maybe, just maybe, not every time you get that feeling is it going to be um, something there for you. Okay. So the training in this, I've talked about this before. The training is establishing your connection with your spirit guide. Okay. And when you hear this, hey, come back over here and look, and you do, there's a feather, there's a rock, there's a something, and then you go, oh, I get it. That I can't really teach you that. You have to learn it. You have to accept it. You have to believe that it's there. I can tell you all kinds of stories about it. I have in past videos. This is not the place to tell those stories. Okay. But I am here to tell you, listen to your spirit guide. If you're walking along the path or whatever, and you just, having, headphones on and listen to music, all that's groovy, but then you can't listen to the spirit. Okay. So if you're going to go out and you're going to be in nature and this, you're going to be helping to look for rock stones or whatever, then just connect with it, with nature. Just walk around, take a deep breath, look over here, and go, okay, spirit, anything out here you want me to see? Or then I'm looking for rocks. If you spot any, or lead me on. Lead me on, spirit, lead on, is what Scrooge said when the spirits came to get him to show him. Lead on, spirits, lead on. Show me thy, which is, my future self, if I don't change. Hey, Okie, how are you? Hey, Barry, I just decided, bam, I'm going to do this short one. So, and bless all of y'all, honestly. And I was having trouble getting this other live stream posted. I think I was posting it for 10 or something. Anyway, and it's going to be on spirit medicine. Okay. And a discussion about that. And so I think around 10. I don't know if somebody else is going to be on or not. I'm trying to stay between other folks' shows and things. And tonight, I think it was 10 o'clock. But anyway, but I will be back on at some point after this. So, but so in choosing your rock, so for those of you who are in very sandy places and ain't a rock nowhere, you might have to take a trip. Okay. You just might to somewhere north or east or west or wherever, depending on where you are, or to a river where there is, like for me, I could go to the Oclockney, ain't got no rocks, okay? But I can go to this way to the Flint River and be a bunch of different kinds of rocks, see? So most folks have the opportunity to go somewhere to pick up something. Um, I had heard that for the Seminoles and stuff down in Florida, that they used limestone rock and sometimes seashells because they couldn't get rock from North Georgia or the Carolinas or anywhere, right? Because they're in the swamps of the Everglades. So sometimes you got to use what you got, okay? But but pick something that has a direct relationship to Mother Earth. Well, I found this really cool piece of wood. Not quite, okay? Because it's wood, it deteriorates where rock doesn't. Mountains, take forever to fall, as the expression goes. But so anyway, don't fret over, oh my God, how am I going to choose the rocks and stones? And on the other hand, there are folks that are going, I just think Hawkeye's, overthinking this too much. Yeah, blah, 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 stones and whatever. But here's the thing. So you want to, the one of the large purposes of the medicine wheel is to help create harmony back with Mother Earth, right? And create an energy vortex thingy, right? So if you're just haphazardly just that rock, that rock, that rock. Now here's the thing. Your spirit guide may have already chosen those, and they may be the right ones. If your intent is like, well, I don't really know, but I like that one over there, and that one over there kind of feels right. Follow that instinct. But there are people, well, it doesn't matter. I got a bunch of pile of rocks over here. I'm going to put one over here and one over here and one over here, and you don't think about it. That's where you need to please at least pay a little bit more attention than just ignoring the importance of choosing these rocks, because the entire purpose of setting them out is to create a frequency. So that frequency, because it's your medicine wheel, you can share it with other folks, kind of thing. But your medicine wheel is going to be based upon the frequencies, because of the different rocks that you choose and how you place them together and what the total frequency is. So on a six-string guitar, if you want to play a G chord, you have to make sure that the strings are in tune. So if not, it's going to sound funky. Okay. Now, sometimes that funky can be okay, because even though it's not in tune as normal guitars are in tune, it's tuned in that there's no discordance or the harmonies don't, just make your ears bleed. So what you do though, and okay, so there's four cardinal points. That's four strings on a ukulele. Okay, if you want to transmit it to musical instruments. Well, if you don't have those, four strings tuned in, when you strum or want to play something, it's out of whack. So would you put strings on a guitar or a ukulele or a violin, any musical instrument? Would you put strings on them and then not tune them? So would you just choose rocks for your medicine wheel without thinking about the tuning of it? You see? So, but at the same time, I realize that, I look and I go, "For you really into it." Well, but there are some folks like myself who seriously, I choose the rocks and I sit them out and I go, okay, guys, gals, whoever you are, show me which one what needs to go where, right? Because I've had practice in my shaman journey. I am a little further along than some folks in that they still haven't began to trust their own spirit guide. So in that, I'm further along, because if you haven't learned to trust your guide, then this might be slightly more difficult. But it's really good training to listen to your spirit guide. Okay. This is all interconnected and it's all good. But please don't fret over it. But at the same time, don't ignore how important it is. You're setting up an energy field on the earth. You want it to sound good to the ear of the universe, to Mother Earth. So that's why you take the time to choose the rocks. And you might put one someplace and you come back a little later on, day, week, month, or whatever, and you go, that rock that's up there, that just ain't the right one. So change it out with a little bit of, sage and a little tobacco and everything, and thank the rock, and replace it with the new rock for that, whatever that position is. Because it may be that once you lay them out, it looks good, but something just doesn't feel right. So as you go around the wheel, you go, oh, and it might be that you pick up this rock up here at the 11 o'clock position, and it goes on the opposite side down at the 5 o'clock position, and vice versa. You might just swap some of the, excuse me, some of the stones out. So, but please don't fret over it. But as you get them, as you choose them, think about where you'd like the stone to go: north, south, east, west. If it's a center stone, if you're going to go the complicated with all the 36 stones, and okay. So, but you can set up a simple medicine wheel with fewer stones, okay, if you don't have access to them. Size in this particular instance, a lot of guys will tell you this. You know, size doesn't matter. It's the motion of the ocean. Okay. But in the same kind of strange sense, though, you might have a small crystal that's this big around. Now, this isn't about placing crystals per se in the medicine wheel. It's generally just stones, river rock, just or pebbles, or not necessarily crystals. The medicine wheels that I have seen had a crystal in the center with the center stone. It was kind of sort of a companion piece. So, but when you choose the stones, allow your heart to be open, your spirit to be open, and thank the spirit. Say, thank you. Oh, this looks like a good one. And it might tell you right off the bat. I want, your head might say, this one goes in a southern position. This stone here, and you pick it up and go, what? And they've already picked it out if they kind of guided you in that direction. And they may have already decided that this particular rock, stone, or whatever is the southern stone. So don't question it. Just pick it up. And, you know, depending how big it is and where you are as far as where you got to carry it, take a bag, take a satchel, take a backpack. Uh, I remember my nephew picked up this beautiful rock when we was in. Yeah, I think we're on the Tennessee side, on the in the Smoky Mountains, right? Uh, and I think it's Cumberland Gap. But anyway, and he picked up this rock. It was huge. Uncle Dave, can I have this? And yeah, but I ain't toting it. I mean, you can take it. We'll take it back with us from camping, but you got to tote it back to the truck. I'm not carrying it. It might help a little bit, but I ain't carrying it for you. But you can have it. Lord have mercy. We got within a half a mile of the car, and he dropped it in a broken half. I almost cried for him. And Derek was like, "What do I do, Uncle Dave?" I was like, "Well, I'll tell you what. I'll carry you choose the piece you want, and I'll take the other half." But anyway, so we took both halves back to the house, and where he was living in Atlanta at the time with his mom. But anyway, so be careful if you choose one. You might look at it and it might be really pretty, but when you get it to the medicine wheel, you might find that it's inappropriate. It's okay, because this is the learning process of choosing things, connecting with your spirit guide, and all that good stuff. So it's all a lesson, all right? Mel, you talking about me, the never ending story? Yeah, and I've got some more stuff too. So I'm actually going to keep this one short. All right. There's nothing else I really need to discuss about choosing rocks, but I went off on this long winded spiel. I remember when I did it the other night. And I was like, I need to just do a separate video on about choosing them. Now, if somebody has a question about choosing rocks while we're here at the end of this, raise your hand. if something comes up to you later, when I do another video on this, get your question ready and I'll do my best to answer it for you. But of all the things that I can stress, connect with your spirit guide, because my medicine wheel ain't going to be your medicine wheel. My choice of rocks, my circumstances, where I actually, oh, I went on a walk yesterday, by the way, looking for my old little start of my medicine wheel back in the swamp. And I literally stumbled right upon it. And I was like, well, there you are, vines and everything growed all around it. So, hey, Witch Moon, I'm my husband says I'm like Lucille Ball in the Long Long Trailer. Oh my God, Witch Moon. Uh, That was one funny movie. Oh my God. I There were some things that Lucille Ball did, and they were like funny, but I don't know. That was earlier in her career, and that if y'all have never seen the Long Long Trailer with Lucille Ball, and I think it's Desi Arnaz, if I'm not mistaken, get it. It's black and white. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. It's funny. Anyway, moving right along though. So I'm going to hold this to under 30 minutes. But the importance of rocks or the stones are the importance of your connection to your spirit guide. What? There are folks who find things who, like for me, I went on a walk to the river that time and, listening to spirit and found a set of antlers like, you know, uh, 200 yards apart from each other, buried in the sand. Okay. So, but you need to listen and practice with your own spirit guide. That is so important on all of the above, because if you've not had or don't have that close a relationship, or it's spotty for you, this is good practice, because as you communicate with your spirit guide, then also can you you know do really well at choosing cards. You will find answers in the medicine wheel because you're able to listen and hear your spirit guide. So as you create the medicine wheel, your spirit guide will help guide you to which stone goes where and how it should be done. And and if you're listening correctly, whether or not you're doing it right or wrong. I mean, there's that too. So, but anyway, thank you all very much. It's 27:58. I'm going to come back on in about, let's see, what time is it? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. I think it's 10:15. Okay. And it's going to be a discussion about spirit medicine. Okay. And so I love you all. Please be safe. This isn't the video for chit chatting, but I have a little bit. I do hope you all are doing well. Okay. Thank you so much. And all y'all, Michelle, I wasn't trying to ignore you, but I was trying to stay on topic for folks who just want to, get the update. So, but anyway, I'll be back on in about an hour and 15 minutes, kind of thing. I'm going to go make some fresh coffee and I'll be back. So, I each and every day I continue to pray, and I do, that each and every day, each and every one of you, your friends, your family, all of your relatives, and all of your relations. And if you don't remember that, look that part up. That you will continue to learn to accept and receive the knowledge, the healing, the wisdom, and the many blessings from the universe. In the law of two, which is just funny for me and you, is that, me and Doug are always going outside and walking through the woods and sending prayers to all of our friends and neighbors that you will continue to learn to accept and receive the knowledge, the healing, the wisdom, and the many, many blessings from the universe. And in that law of three, that which is really important to me, is that I will continue to pray each and every day that each and every one of you, your friends, your family, and all of your relatives and relations will continue to learn how to accept and receive the knowledge, the healing, the wisdom, and the many blessings from the universe, and that you will continue to reject the chaos that comes into your life. Hey, Travis, I'll be back in a little bit, hour and a half ish. Isby, Michelle, Oki, thank you all so much. Continue to be safe and keep smiling despite how crappy it gets. And Barry, I'll be back with you in a little bit. The next video for this evening is going to be on spirit medicine. Okay. And I'll be back with you soon after coffee. Bye, y'all. See ya. TTFN, Tata Verdell from South Georgia. And cheers, everybody.